Okay, well, thank you very much. Ito po, si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito naman po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. How are you? Kumusta kayo po? Apamachan, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Salamat pagi, salamat patang, and salamat malam to each and every one of you. Lahat ang mga kaibigan, kababayan, at kapatid ko po dito, ang mga Filipino community dito po sa Malaysia, especially dito po sa Sabah, very specific dito po sa Kota Kinabalu. And of course, same greetings and welcoming all of you, mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo. Kumusta kayo po? And huwag natin kalimutan, I will never forget also po ang mga kababayan, kaibigan at kapatid natin po dyan mismo sa bayan natin sa Pilipinas. Today is April 28 na po and bukas is 29 tapos 30. And then, sweldo na yan po, di ba? Sweldo na yan. Be prudent in spending po dahil ang problema dyan sa Pilipinas po, ang mga bilihin, ang presyo tumaas po. Ang gasolina, ganon-ganon pa rin po. Roller coaster pa. But be careful in spending po, no? And spend wisely po. Spend wisely. Alright? So, today, ang natin po, ang topic natin for today is, I'll be talking on ito po, still very hot issue regarding Saldico, the fugitive Saldico po, who reportedly earlier, he was spotted, so-called nahuli daw po, hindi pwede gamitin, sabi si Ate Claire, hindi daw pwede gamitin natin po, mali daw yun po, gamitin ang word na arestado, but nahuli lang po, nahuli lang. So, hindi pwede arestado because it connotes legal implications po. Arestado dapat ang authority concerned po na arestado sa kanya. Pwede naman tayo sabihin na nahuli, sinungaling. No? Pero the one who is accusing or saying is not a uniformed man. And anyway, sige lang po. Ang importante kung nasaan si Saldico. Yun, that is the very, very, very most important issue now. Kangkang Felicen, who is in Cebu, thank you for watching. The big question is, where is Saldico? Where is Saldinho? No? And according to our acting secretary of the Department of Justice, who is now at the Prague, he already mentioned or announced that Saldico is no longer in Czech Republic. He is free as a bird. Sabi mga ibang tao. Sabi ni Attorney Harry Roque, he is free as a bird. Free as a bird. After all this hua, nahuli na daw kay Saldico, and now only to find out officially. And si acting secretary Frederick Vida also officially told to the reporters that he already informed President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos that Saldico is nowhere to be found in Czech Republic. In other words, he already left. But they said po, based on the information that they gathered or he gathered, ang team niya po, he said that Saldico is somewhere in Schengen area. Itong Schengen area po, part is Germany also, di ba? Sa Rome, no? I went to Vatican, I went to Italy, I went to Barcelona, sa Spain. So, when we go there, we have to apply for a Schengen visa po, na Schengen visa. So, he's somewhere there, and nobody knows kung nasaan siya po. Nobody knows kung nasaan niya. But anyway, let me share with you a report coming from GMA, Maris Umale, regarding itong issue ni Saldinho o ni Saldico. Ni Saldico po. And there was a meeting yesterday, and immediately after the meeting, nag-report ito po si Maris Umali, ang journalist, reporter ng GMA5, who is covering ang trip ni Acting Secretary Vida, Frederica Vida po. And there was a press conference, and let me share with you po. Later on, I will share also a portion of the press conference, but in the meantime, let me share you ang report ni Maris Umali po on the issue. Hold on po, nandito. Let's watch and listen to the report of Maris Umali. Okay po, nandito. Hold on. Sandali. Welcome lahat mga followers ko po dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Nandito na po ang report ni Maris Umali. Okay.
Ang pamahalaan. Ayan mga kapuso, katatapos lamang po ng press conference na isinagawa po ng high-level coordinating team ng Administrasyong Marcos. Kaugnay nga po dun sa update nila sa kalagayan, sa status at kinaroroonan ni Zaldico. Unang-una po sa kinumpirma ni Secretary Vida, matapos nga nilang makapag-usap dun sa kanilang counterparts to sa Czech Republic na Ministry of Justice ay ang shinare po niya is this disappointing news according to them na wala na dito sa Czech Republic si Zaldico. At nung tinanong natin kung malaya na ba siya o nakadetain pa siya, ang sagot ni Secretary Vida, malaya na siya. So, ano ang mangyayari pagkatapos nito? Hindi raw titigil ang pamahalaan sa kanilang pag-pursue kay Zaldico dahil meron siyang kinakaharap ng mga malversation at graft and corruption cases sa Sandigan Bayan. So lahat pa rin ng legal na paraan ay gagawin nila. May kabilang na dito yung kuha ng red notice from Interpol. Napakahalaga daw niyan kasi ito yung magsisilbing parang arrest warrant niya. Pangalawa, yung UNCAC o United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Ito ay gagawin pa rin nila. At bukod dito ay yung sinasabi raw ng Ministry of Justice na naging kulang ay yung kooperasyon ng ating dalawang police agencies, na Philippine National Police at ng kanilang police dito sa Czech Republic. So, yun daw ang kailangan nilang gawin na pag-uwi ay kailangan kumpleto yung agreement na ito, yung cooperation agreement sa pagitan ng dalawang pulis para mas maisulong yung paghanap sa kanya. Nasaan si Zaldico? Hindi alam exactly ni Secretary Vida, pero ang masisiguro lang daw niya ay nasa loob pa rin siya ng Schengen area. Hindi rin niya masabi kung nakapag-apply na ito for political asylum. Dahil sa ngayon ay nung nakausap nila yung Ministry of Justice, very limited lang information at kung hanggang doon lang daw yung maaaring maibahagi ng Ministry of Justice, ano pa raw ba ang matatanong? So, hindi na rin nila naitanong kung nakapag-apply ba ito sa political asylum. Pero, nonetheless, meron pa rin naman daw siyang maiuwi sa Pilipinas. At ito ay yung mga aral na kanilang nakuha mula rito sa kanilang karanasan dito sa sitwasyon nga ni Zaldico. Kinonfirm din ni Secretary Vida na noong April 16 noong April 16 na na-accost itong si Zaldico ay kasama niya ang isang driver at yung kanyang anak na si Michael Ko. At ngayon daw ay may leads at least silang pinanghahawakan kung saan siya hahanapin. As to yung mga susunod nilang hakbang, sinabi pa ni Secretary Vida na kumpiyansa siya na talagang maibabalik sa Pilipinas itong si Zaldico. Pero kung within this year ba, hindi siya sigurado. So, yan muna ang malalaki o very crucial information na lumabas mula sa ating pakikipagpanayam sa press conference nga na idinaos ng high-level coordinating team na Administrasyong Marcos. Pero ang sinasabi nila, hindi sila titigil sa kanilang pursuit dahil merong mga kaso na kailangan harapin itong si Zaldico sa bansa. Kaya gagawin nila ang lahat ng paraan. nabanggit lang, idagdag ko lang, na nabanggit kanina na merong 4 na countries na pwedeng lusutan. Ito yung mga borders na pwedeng lusutan via land. Kasi most likely ay via land ang ginawa nitong si Zaldico at hindi sa pamamagitan ng eroplano dahil nga kanselado na ang pasaporte nitong si Zaldico. Lumabas din pala kanina na meron siyang 3 passports pero yung isa expired na at yung isa yung official passport na kanyang ginagamit bilang isang kongresista at yung isa yung cancelled na. So definitely lumiliit daw yung mundo talaga o yung maaaring puntahan ni Zaldico sa kanyang kanseladong passport. So with this at hand, kumpiyansa pa rin daw ang pamahalaan na may uuwi, may babalik sa Pilipinas si Zaldico. Alam na ba ito ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos? Sabi ni Secretary Vida, yes, alam na ng Pangulo, pero kung ano ang reaksyon, ano ang pakiramdam ng Pangulo kaugnay sa balitang ito, hindi daw niya masasabi. So yan muna, ang pinakasariwang balita. Patuloy po kayong mag-antabay sa GMA News, sa lahat po ng mga social media platforms, at of course sa lahat ng mga balita, mga programa ng GMA News para sa kabuuang detalye ng balitang ito. Ako po si Maris Umali para sa GMA News.
Okay, yun po, narinig natin po si GMA, a journalist who is covering the trip of acting secretary ng Department of Justice dyan po sa Prague, no? And yun na po, narinig natin na free as a bird si Saldino, Saldico po, no? Okay, shoutout muna tayo kay Jomar Pardo and kay Danny Ritorta who is also watching itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Sabi pa ni Jomar na good afternoon sir, tiene red notice from Interpol, warrant of arrest. That I am going to share with you po tungkol itong warrant of arrest or coordination ng red notice from Interpol. Later on po, mayroon din tayo mga video clips. Stick lang kayo sa programa natin for today po. No? Alright, ano nangyari sa announcement ni DILG Secretary si John Vic Remulla the other day when he said within 1, 2, 3 weeks do po na nandyan na po si Zaldico sa Pilipinas po and faces charges sa korte po, no? Ito po ang problema sa atin po, no? Sa mga not all, I'm not saying all, some of our government officials, no, they tend to, no, say something na hindi pa sila sigurado, no? Na hindi pa sila sigurado. Kagaya ni John Vic Remulla, he said, okay, nahuli na po. And only to find out na he is free as a bird ngayon po. There was a little, siguro, dyan po sa Immigration Department ng Czech Republic when he entered, nag-check ang passport niya and immigration violation, but it doesn't mean that arestado na siya agad po, no? If he can produce a document to prove that he's not undocumented, no? If once you can prove, then you will be free. So I think that's what happened kay Saldino, no? Kay Saldino po o kay Zaldico po. So ganon yun po. Kaya nga dahan-dahan lang po ang mga ang mga press conference natin po. Dapat i-vet, dapat i-verify talaga po before we open our mouth, no? This is just a reminder to our sabihin natin na gusto-gusto talaga po ang publicity, publicity po, no? Dahil siguro sa 2028 general election na ito po, may mga plano sila po. So, yon ang latest that we heard. And ngayon po, let me share with you another video clip po, no? About si acting secretary ng DOJ, si Vida, wherein, there's one thing I just want to comment kay Secretary Vida. You know, admired ako po kay Secretary Vida dahil po he don't want to speculate. He don't want to jump into conclusion. Whatever info mayroon siya po, yun lang po he will inform the public po. And not like other government officials natin po, medyo very hungry of publicity. Publicity po. So, let me share with you itong a portion of the press conference of Secretary Vida yesterday dyan po sa Prague. Dyan po sa Prague. And let's watch and listen to this po. Saan na yun? Let's watch and listen to this. Ang ano natin is 147. Nandito po. 147. Saan na yun? 147. Sandali po. 147. Alright. Nandito po. Let's watch and listen to this.
I have to share difficult news, mga kababayan. Czech authorities have informed us that Mr. Saldico is no longer in their custody. From the moment we received information on his whereabouts, the Philippine government moved as quickly as we could. We coordinated with international authorities and the President dispatched this mission to Prague. But we are working across sovereign borders. Every country has its own laws, processes, and timelines. And we cannot compel a foreign government to act outside its legal framework. What we can do is work within those frameworks as aggressively as the law allows. We already filed our application in November with the Interpol Secretariat for a red notice against Mr. Kong. And we are awaiting Interpol's evaluation. Once issued, the red notice would enable any member country to detain and return him through extradition or deportation. Both governments, the Czech government and the Philippine government, have also agreed to begin formal negotiations on a mutual legal assistance treaty, an extradition treaty, and a transfer of sentenced persons agreement. The Czech Republic has reaffirmed its commitment to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, as has the Philippines. We respect the sovereignty of other nations and their legal processes. We will continue to pursue accountability through every legal channel available to us.
Alright, yun po. Yun po ang portion ni Acting Secretary Vida during the press conference. And mayroon pa tayo dito. I'm going to share with you another video clip po during the press conference dyan po sa The Prague. And in the meantime, I would like to shout out muna tayo kay Luis Henato. Henato po, who is also watching itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And nandito po, let's watch and listen to the statement made by Acting Secretary ng DOJ, si Secretary Vida po. Let's watch and listen to this.
That information,
Hold on,
what we can confirm.
Na sabi ni Vida, based on the information that he garnered, na there is a possibility na si Saldico is still dyan po sa Schengen area lang po, no? Sa Schengen area. Let's watch and listen to this.
Is that he is within the Schengen area. That is the workable intel that we have.
Why can't we confirm where exactly in the Schengen area is Saldico?
Because that information was not relayed to us.
Where was his plan of exit from the Czech Republic?
That was not relayed to us. Same
But you
information
asked.
not relayed.
But you
We
asked.
asked.
Why can't they give it to you?
They're citing Schengen rules and data privacy rules.
Which states that
I cannot repeat that to you. But what they cited in our conversation is they were pointing to a possible police cooperation agreement, which we don't have, which is currently ongoing negotiations between the Philippine government and the Czech Republic.
Was the information given whether he traveled by land, by air, or by sea? How is it?
No further information.
Sir, can you just relate to us what really happened on April 16 at the border of Germany from Prague when the president announced that nahuli na si Cook?
I cannot
Ano
also.
yung sinabi sa inyo?
They confirmed one that during the time, no, he was under the jurisdiction of the Czech authorities and he was within the territory of the Czech Republic.
Was he accosted?
What we surmise is that it would be on some immigration violation of some immigration entrant laws.
If we are going to go back to our press con last Friday, you mentioned that he is traveling using an expired passport.
Yeah, we got that information also.
So, it is an expired passport, not a cancelled passport?
You know,
Why? It was reported in the Philippines by the Philippine government that the passport of Zaldico has already been cancelled.
yes, and apparently when we double check with records available to the Bureau of Immigration, Mr. Saldico was issued 3 passports. Okay, the one which he was carrying, the information that we got, it's the one that expired September 11, 2022.
Okay.
That was the one he was in possession with when he was accosted by the authorities. The 2 other passports, one is the official passport, I believe one he was congressman, and the other passport is the one cancelled by the Philippine courts.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin itong issue na 3 passport po, no, mayroon. Okay, based on the information I received, no, from official media announcement, no, and from some government authorities dyan po sa Pilipinas, itong 3 passport, correct yan po, mayroon siyang 3 passport, 3 passport. One is a diplomatic passport, wherein a congressman can apply for a diplomatic passport po. So it means he can use that diplomatic passport. The other one is, yun po, passport, expired passport po. Normally, kung mayroon tayong expired passport, you bring it to the Department of Foreign Affairs, then they're going to cancel it, no? Kasi expired na po, no? They put a hole on it sa passport natin po. But kagaya sa akin po, no? May visa ako. So I always I don't throw my expired passport po because when I renew my visa dito sa Malaysia po, normally the immigration department will ask for your old passport. It even happened to me. They asked even for my first passport when I arrived in Malaysia. No? Mabuti lang po, I am keeping itong mga passport ko po. Sa passport natin po, expired po, mayroon na yung mga visa. Noon po, may mga visa na yun eh. They chop na may visa ka po. No? So, normally, if you have a visa, let's say for 10 years, 5 years, no? Or 3 years, no? Kung nag-expire ng passport natin, tapos ang visa hindi pa expired po, so we have to go to the immigration department and ask for the chopping again of the visa, no? Pero normally when we travel, kung hindi pa tayo nagpunta sa immigration department, we bring our expired passport to show proof to the country or to the immigration that you're entering that country po, to show to them that you have a visa when you return back to the country, your country of origin po, no? Kaya nga, mayroon siyang diplomatic passport. I don't know if this diplomatic passport is already expired. Mayroon siyang passport is also already expired from the Philippines, and siguro mayroon pa siya isang passport na hindi expired po. So that is the reason why ang issue ng 3 passport ni Saldino, no? Ni Saldino po. And, okay, let's see. Kung may time pa tayo, let me share with you ang explanation ni acting DOJ Secretary Vida on the passport issue. On the passport issue po. Nandito yan po. Hold on. Nandito po. Let's watch and listen to this po. That's what I, based on my knowledge, information I received, yun po ang tatlong passport po. But anyway, listen from the horse's mouth po.
Tandaan niyo po, tatlong passport. Di ba pag passport tayo?
Hindi.
Pag nag-renew ka, di ba? September 20.
Yes.
Diba?
Okay. We understand. So, ibig sabihin,
Di ba pag
hindi expired ng passport niya kasi napalitan na yung expired passport.
No, ang sinasabi, ang dala-dala niya, nung nahuli siya dito, nung nadala siya dito sa Czech Republic,
What's the free?
was yung may expiry ng September 2022.
Okay, so
Expired
yeah.
yun.
Pero ang kinansela ng gobyerno is the current passport,
Yes.
which expires when?
I don't have exact
Based
details.
on our research, sir, ang kanyang pasaporte ay mag-expire ng 2032.
Oh, cancel
So,
na.
cancelled na yun. Hindi
Cancelled.
po ba ibig sabihin na cancelled na rin lahat? Kapag
Cancel, pero di ba pag
dahil since
pag
expired
narinig tayo,
na yun.
hawak pa rin natin yung passport. Di ba binubutasan lang nila?
So,
Tapos hawak natin yung expired passport
so
natin.
yung cancelled, ano ang proof na halimbawa cancelled yun? Meron ba nakatatak na cancelled? O kumbaga parang yung binubutas para malaman na cancelled ito?
Ang alam ko, personal experience, ha? Yung luma kong passport, binutasan ng DFA.
Scanner PDF.
Yun yung expired.
Yun yung
Pag
expired.
cancelled, ano ang palatandaan?
I need to check with the DFA authorities on this. Anong
Is cancel post notified? And we notify authorities on the cancellation of that particular passport.
Sir, given this kind of logic, is it logical to say that he is traveling by land? Because if he is passing through airports, yung passports niya will be physically checked, unlike if he's aboard a car or a bus. Would that be
Yes, that's another workable intel we got, no? During this trip. Definitely he was traveling by land. We are also aware, we got information as to the registry of the vehicle. We also got information as to the driver.
Where is the vehicle registered, sir?
We cannot disclose that. It's an active operation. Okay, by
Alright, yun po, narinig natin ang explanation ni Acting Secretary of Department of Justice, si Frederick Vida po. Now, dahil dyan po sa news lumabas kagabi, and today po sa mga mainstream media po, they announced that Saldico is free as a bird. And wala na siya po sa area ng Czech Republic, and most likely he is somewhere in Shenzhen area po, no? So marami mga negative and positive criticism po, but karamihan po negative. I'm sorry to tell you. Karamihan po I notice sa mga social media natin po na negative talaga po, no? Some people are saying na kuryente ang gobyerno, na fake news ito. Earlier announcement made by no less than our mahal ng Pangulo, si BBM, and some were saying, sana lang before making the announcement, ang presidente natin po nag-vet properly talaga po ang intelligence report na he received na nahuli na kay Saldico dyan po sa Czech Republic. Dahil po, sabi niya, sayang, sabi ang mga those who reacted sa news, sa social media posting po, sabi niya, malaki ang confidential intelligence budget ng presidente, and this is the kind of information that we are receiving, and some were saying it is a proof that the government is putting out fake news or misinformation po, no? Lahat yun mga claims lang yun po, no? Hindi yan sabihin natin verified na fake news na po. I'm not saying it is fake news, no? I'm just relating to you what I saw, what I read sa mainstream media at saka sa social media po, no? And one of the one of politicians who criticize or give his negative observation tungkol itong trip ni acting secretary ng Department of Public Works and Highway, Department of Justice, is ito po si Congressman Egay Erice po. Let's watch and listen ang comment ni Congressman Egay Erice on the trip of Vida. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this po. And then kayo nang bahala po to make any conclusion or whatever you want to, your own assessment po regarding itong issue po. Let's watch and listen to Kong Erice.
Hindi ko po alam.
Hold on, nandito po.
Ano pong ginagawa ni Secretary Vida sa Czech Republic? Sapagkat ang magpangunahing may tungkulin para malaman kung ano yung kalagayan ng sinamang Pilipino. Yung konsulado ng ating bansa sa Czech Republic, meron naman po yan. At kung may ganyang kontrobersiya, siguro po ang dapat na unang ginawa ng ating Pangulo bago nag-announce ay pinacheck niya yung mga detalye sa consulate. Sila yung may diplomatic relations at sila yung may responsibilidad sa sino mang Filipino na nariyan. Kaya nga, kakatuwa talaga yung presence ni DOJ Secretary Vida dyan sa Czech Republic. At kaya nga ng nabanggit, hanggang ngayon hindi natin alam yung mga detalye sa pangyayari na yan.
So, you feel like, kagaya ng sinasabi ng iba, wala pong proper coordination bago nagkaroon ng anunsyo muna noon ng Pangulo tungkol po dito sa kung nasan talaga yung custody nitong si Sandy
Tama
ko?
po.
Oo.
Tama po, parang panic mode pagka nababanggit na si Sandy ko. Dahil, alam nyo, sa totoo lang po, kahit wala naman si Congressman Sandy ko, kung gusto lang nating malaman yung katotohanan tungkol dito sa pinakamalaking nakawan sa national budget at flood control, narito po yung mga major players sa ating bansa. Alam nyo, nag-petition ako sa Supreme Court at kinwestiyon ko yung presence ng unprogrammed appropriations sa national budget. Lumalabas po sa pagsusuri ng mga maestrado ng Korte Suprema yung 2023, 2024 at 2025 national budget. Talagang ginastos yung mga unprogrammed appropriations kahit na hindi pa naman napapatunayan na merong karampatang pondo ito. At nakalagay na sumiti po sa Korte Suprema yung katakot-takot ng mga dokumento na nagpapatunay na na-release yung pondo ng mga unprogrammed appropriations na nakapirma lang ay si Secretary Mina Pangandaman ng DBM. Ito po ay dapat inaaprobahan ng Pangulo. At yung 2023 at 2024 national budget po, wala pong approval ng Pangulo na ilabas. At yung 2025 po, inalis na dun sa provision na kailangan pang pirmahan ng Pangulo. Kaya lahat po ng mga budget na yun, isa lang ang nag-desisyon sa pagpapalabas ni Secretary Mina Pangandaman. At ito po ay hindi na question sa Senate Blue Ribbon Committee at nakita ko po na may talagang pagtatakip sa investigasyon whether in the ICI at whether in the Blue Ribbon Committee. Talaga pong ayaw malaman ng Pangulo.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin si Kong Erice. And one of the other questions that raised during the interview, si DJ Shasha sa Ted Filon program this morning kay Congressman Erice, ito po ang issue ng red notice sa Interpol. Sa Interpol. Ito na, Sir Jomar Pardo, nandito po. You listen, let's listen to the statement made by Kong Erice on the issue of Interpol red notice po. Interpol red notice. Let's watch and listen to this po. And as what I said, kayo nang bahala po to make your assessment, to give your opinion or observation po regarding itong issue po. Nandito, let's watch and listen to Kong Erice po.
Rita,
Hold on,
yung
hold
red
on.
notice, din ako dun sa
Alright, nandito po. Okay, nandito.
balita, yung red notice na yan, nung pagdating ni Secretary Vida doon, ang sinasabi, kinukumpleto yung documents para po doon sa filing ng red notice. Di ba sinasabi nila last year, nakapag-file na, ba't ganun po yung nangyari? Meron pang mga additional documents. Ano po ba yun?
Kaya nga, nagpapatunay that they are not really sincere in finding Congressman Saldico. He will implicate a lot of people kung siya po ay mapupunta rito. Kaya nga po, siguro si Congressman Saldico talagang gagawa ng paraan niya para hindi mapabalik dahil alam niya na delikado ang kanyang kalagayan, ang kanyang buhay kung nasa kustudya siya ng gobyerno sapagkat ang marami sa mga inaakusahan niya ay nasa gobyerno. DOJ po sa yung DILG, alam po may counterpart sila sa Interpol.
Isa pang complication din po na nakikita ngayon, wala kasi tayong extradition treaty with Czech Republic. Bilang isang mambabatas congressman, ano pa po bang pwedeng gawin para talagang kung mahanap nila si Saldi, mapauwi po yan dito sa Pilipinas? Kung sincere man sila dun sa kagustuhan na mapabalik po siya dito sa bansa.
Kung kailangan po siguro talaga magkaroon ng red notice. Para sa ganun po, merong basihan yung pag-aresto sa kanya sa ibang bansa ng Interpol. Kasi nga po, kahit na wala naman tayong extradition treaty pero Interpol naman, yung makahuli sa kanya, may jurisdiction na rin po yung Interpol kahit sa bansa na meron pong kaugnayan ang Interpol.
Alright, yun po. That's how ang observation ni Kong Rize po, no? Yeah, I remember last year, I think it was November, and they already announced na they're coordinating, ang Philippine government is coordinating with the Interpol po, no? To find the whereabouts of Saldico, no? But ngayon, lumalabas na po na wala pa ang red notice dahil kulang pa ang mga requirements ng Philippines po. Ha? Kaya nga ang Interpol cannot issue ang red notice. Ang red notice po para at least we will be able to bring home si Saldico sa Pilipinas po. No? So ano nangyari? Bakit? November. If I'm not mistaken, it was November. Nag-announce sila po na they are coordinating already with the Interpol and they're aware that there is no extradition, di ba? Sa Czech Republic. They already mentioned, ang gobyerno already mentioned na they're aware that there is no extradition, but through the Interpol, pwede din po kung sakali totoo yun po ang announcement na nahuli na kay Saldico, through the Interpol, they can work out government to government plus the Interpol and repatriate or bring back home si Saldico po. But apparently po, may problema pala po, no? Mayroon pala kailangan pa some documents, requirements po so that the Interpol can act. Can act. Yun po ang explanation ni Kong Rize. Kaya nga sabi niya, because of this thing, it clearly shows that the government is not that sincere in bringing back home si Saldico po. No? Ano ito? Budol ba ito or ano? I'm not saying, but ito po, this is the impression that some people are getting regarding ang mga updates, ang mga developments tungkol kay Saldico. Alright, mayroon pa tayo dito isang video clip wherein si Kong Rize is explaining about ang issue ng passport po. Issue ng passport. Let's watch and listen to this.
Passport.
Okay, nandito po. Issue ng passport ni Saldico.
Na issue kay Saldico. Una po, yung official passport daw niya nung congressman siya. Tapos meron siyang current passport na kanselado na. Tapos may dala din daw pong expired passport nung time na naharang siya last April 16. po ba talaga yon pagka congressman? Parang daming passports
Hindi
po
po
ba?
yung
Paano po ba yun?
meron po siya may diplomatic passport. Ako po nung first term ko bilang congressman, kumuha ako ng diplomatic passport at yun ang ginamit ko. Pero nung mga sumunod na, nung nag-expire na, hindi ko na po nirenew. At yung old passport mo naman na nag-expire, kumisan ay itinatago mo yan dahil meron kang mga visa doon. For example, kung may 10-year visa ka, so hindi naman magre-reflect yan sa bagong passport mo. So dala-dala mo pa rin old passport. Kaya siguro tatlo. Isang diplomatic, isang expired, at isang kanselado ng national government.
Ayun.
Alright, yun po. Ang explanation ni Kong Erice po. So yun ang mga latest updates natin na tungkol kay Saldico, and there's still hope na he will be able to, the government will be able to bring back home si Saldico po. But ako, I have some doubts po na kung totoo ba ito, si Saldico will be arrested or mahuli sa kanya po and bringing him back sa Pilipinas to face the court. Dahil po, remember, si Saldico, maraming alam tungkol sa ito flood control projects. No? Sino-sino mga involved. In fact, he already mentioned not only the names of ang body-body niya po, si former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. No? He mentioned mga names ng cabinet ministers. No? He mentioned the names of politicians. He mentioned the names of congressmen. No? Implicated, of course, ang mga contractors involved. And he also implicated the name of no less than ang mga Pangulo natin, si Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. As well, ang First Lady natin po sa Pilipinas, ang wife ni BBM, si Lisa Araneta Marcos. And worse still, he also included the name of ang eldest son, who is now the majority leader of the House of Representatives, si Sandrico. Also mentioned po. So, what do you think po? Do you think the government will bring him dito po o dyan po sa Pilipinas? Because kung sakali, nothing happens to him when he returns back to the Philippines, then definitely if we stick to his previous allegations, mga video clips that he released po, then implicated talaga po ito. No? Ang mga top officials natin dyan po sa Pilipinas. So will it happen or will not happen? I don't know po. So ngayon, we look at the situation po, laglagan na po. Si Speaker is mentioning or hinting ang executive played a role. Yang si Senator or former Senate President, si Chis Escudero also involved. And parang laglagan na po, no? Laglagan na ito ngayon po. So, ano ba ito? Some people are saying, drama ba ito or totoo na ba ito? Hindi ko alam po. Depende na sa inyo po, no? So, what I'm going to do is I'll make sure that whatever updates meron tayo dyan po sa Pilipinas for the sake of our Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia, no? Particularly di Sabah. And of course, ang mga overseas Filipino sa mga iba-ibang parte ng mundo. And of course, ang mga kapatid, kaibigan at kababayan natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, if you want to get some updates, maybe I might not be able to give you ang breaking news, but ang mga news that I'm going to share with you po, this will be still fresh po. And it will help you see ang picture what is really happening sa Pilipinas po when it comes to security of our country, when it comes to the political scenario sa bayan natin po, at saka ang economic situation sa bayan natin po, especially economic situation, especially ngayon po, ganun pa rin ang sitwasyon sa Middle East, gera pa rin po, no? Ang presyo ng langis, no? Ang fuel natin, gasolina, diesel, petroleum, no? Roller coaster, mga bilihin po, tumaas na po ang buhay, ang cost of living ng mga Filipinos po, medyo nahirapan. Kaya nga mga Filipinos is tightening ang belt natin po. Hindi dahil kasalanan ng mga Filipinos po, hindi dahil ano nangyari dyan po sa conflict sa Middle East at saka ang mga korupsyon ginawa ang mga irresponsible, greedy politician natin po. Hindi lang politician, mga government appointed officials. Hindi naman lahat po, no? But narinig na natin po, nakita na natin po. And nobody is admitting, nobody is admitting na may kasalanan sila. Si Maistik, ano ito? Maistik Aguilar is also watching itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Ito po, this is really what is happening ngayon dyan po sa Pilipinas. And baskin paano po, especially bukas po, there will be another hearing sa, sabihin natin, itong impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. Impeachment complaint kay Inday Sara Duterte. Ang Justice Committee of the House of Representatives will continue for their third hearing proper po, no, sa impeachment complaint of Inday Sara Duterte, and that will start tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and I don't know hanggang anong oras matapos yan po, but I can assure you that I'm going to monitor po, and whatever updates or resulta po or breaking news po, I'll make sure that kayo, mga followers ko dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, you will be properly informed. Standby lang kayo po. I'll make sure that you will be properly informed. So, maskin paano po, sana I manage to extend whatever information, important information sa mga buhay natin, mga Filipinos po, be it in Malaysia, be it sa Pilipinas, or elsewhere abroad po. So, with this, siguro si Nico Fabian hanggang dito na lang muna on a Tuesday afternoon po. And still, I can promise you po, I will continue to monitor ang mga updates sa Pilipinas po. So with this, si Nico again would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. Let's pray for peace in the Philippines, peace din po sa Malaysia, and peace sa mundo natin po. Bye, and I'll see you in my next episode. You take care. I love you all.